Hi, it's Tara. Today I'm talking about goals and goal setting, and I know it's a buzzword that everybody's getting tired of, especially this time of year, the top of the year, everybody's setting goals. The reason we set goals is because we're not satisfied with something in our life, some part of our life, and we all have at least one area where we're not totally satisfied with where it is right now, or it's not what we had envisioned for our lives at this time and place. And so setting goals and having motivation to reach those goals is the only way that you ever change your life in any way. The problem is a lot of people set goals that are way too small and way too safe, and so they make kind of these micro progressions of progress, but there's nothing really to celebrate and it doesn't really change their lives. So it's lackluster and it's stale, and that's really toxic to the brain to be unstimulated and to not continue to grow. So that's why we do it. The other thing is that people don't get their mind right. They don't get their nervous system grounded. So they're missing a lot of the motivational pieces that are going to help you persevere through struggle, because your goal might look perfect, but your life is not perfect. And so you're going to have obstacles that you're going to need to overcome. And if you don't have the right mindset and you don't really love the thing that you want, you're not going to persevere through it. You're going to give up. The brain's going to get distracted and go on to something else. And so you're going to end up putting a lot of energy that's wasted like a hamster in one of those wheels, not really getting further ahead, but working really hard. So it's exhausting. So here's 3 things that you can do to get your head straight first before you go and get a package or a book to get your goal strategy in place. You want to do this first. The first thing you want to do is really visualize what your end game is. And I don't mean just like writing out some bullet points of some things you want different in your life, or having a brief thought about what you want things to look like. I mean really getting detailed and creative about what you want every part of your life to look like, because as far as we know, you've got one life here and one legacy to leave, and we waste a lot of time thinking that we have a lot of time, and we don't. Your life and everybody in your life, everything can change in a breath. So you want to make the most of the time you have, and you want to make the most of this life by creating the biggest version of yourself that you can. And you can do that only by having a biggest vision of yourself, which is look at every area of your life. Look at your job, your career, your family, your friendships, your primary relationships, your relationship with yourself, and your lifestyle choices. To take every one of those and look at them and decide what exactly in detail do you want in every part of your life. So it's not just about, well, I'm going to work this job. What kind of a job do you want? What would it feel like for you to go to work and work with people that you like, or to be an entrepreneur in a product that you are passionate about, in a business that you care about? What would it be like to go to work and have fulfillment and passion in what you do every day? Think about it for a minute. Notice what happens in your body when you think about the kind of job and career that you want to be proud of, the legacy that you want to leave. And you don't need to know all the details. You just need to know what the end game looks like first. You want to do that in your family life. You want to do that in your friendships. What kind of people are you hanging around with? Do you want to carry those people, the same ones you have today, 5 years, 10 years down into your end game for the rest of your life? Start looking at things that you have in your life right now in terms of, do I want this in my life for the rest of my life? And if you do, you get to keep it. If you don't, make some changes, because what do you want your friendships to look like in terms of adventures and activities that you do together, conversations that you have, connections that you create, experiences that you're going to do together or alone, and you have that spill out into your partnership. Look at those areas of your life. What kind of a relationship do you want? Not just today, but 5, 10 for the rest of your life down the road. What kind of things do you want to do with your significant other? Add senses to this. What do you want their skin to feel like? What do you want them to smell like? What do you want it to feel like when you're with them? What kind of a partner do you want in every detail that you can think of? And picture it. What kind of a partner do you want to be in every detail? And picture it. And notice what happens in your body every time you do each area of your life. Think about physical health and well-being, emotional health and well-being. What's it like? What would it be like to be in the perfect physical condition that you want? What would it feel like to move in your body in a way that feels good for you? What would it feel like to be in control of your emotions and your mind, to be confident, to be engaging, to be whatever level of health that you determine, you have to be able to visualize it first. Really let it imprint. The brain will get distracted and lose all of this stuff. It'll fizzle out. You'll lose the enthusiasm and all of the excitement that goes with it if you don't really allow it to make an imprint. And you have to do that by getting very detailed and soaking in it. Then you're going to take this end game vision of your perfect life and you're going to think about it every hour of every day. And you're going to do that until it becomes this driving force of really believing with confidence that this is what you're going to create in your life, no matter how long it takes. So that's the first thing and the most important thing that you're going to do for each area of your life that you're addressing, and do an audit of all of them. The second thing you're going to look at is action. Goals are nothing without action. They're just daydreams, and they're very pretty pictures, and this end game we've created is lovely. It's not going to happen for you just because you thought it. So you have to be strategic in the sense that every day, look at, again, that sense of who's a resource in your life, what things are resources in your life, what's good in your life right now that you want to carry with you through to the end. That you want to put in a bubble. You want to protect it. You want to nurture it every day. You keep that separate and protected because you want to make it bigger by focusing on it and giving it what it needs. And then you look at everything else, the people, the jobs, the habits, the emotions, the things that are holding you back that you don't want a part of your life anymore, and get rid of them because they're taking up space in this whole pie that the good things need to expand into, and they're taking up space that the new things that you need to bring into your life require, and you're not allowing it to come in. And so this is the second really important part, is every day, are you choosing conversations, people, events, activities, and habits that are getting you closer to your end game? And if not, start making changes right there every day. It's really important. The last thing that you want to do is not get stuck in the time warp. And this is where you're going to find sabotage. You can do all these other things great, and then you're going to sabotage yourselves, or you're going to let something else come in and sabotage you. Life is unexpected and stuff like that is going to happen, so you want to protect against it. How you prevent sabotage: you don't let your past from coming into your present. Use your past only to bring wisdom in so that you don't make the same mistakes twice. Otherwise, all of those fears of all the things that you didn't accomplish, all the failures that you've had in your past, they're going to come in to try and sabotage your present and your future, and you need to stop those in their tracks and refocus on your end game. So anytime those creep in, you stop it and you focus on your end game, and you focus on the things in your life that are good right now. You also don't want to let the fast forward ruin you from the future. You want to use the future and the fantasy that we've created of your end game for visualization purposes and for positive, optimal endings only. Because otherwise what the future is going to do is it's going to creep back and it's going to say, this isn't going to work, and that's not going to work, and I don't know how this fits into the picture, and this is too hard, and this isn't perfect, and this doesn't slide right, and I don't understand this, and I'll never be able to, and what if, and what if, and what ifs, and so what? Everything is a what if. You're going to sabotage everything that matters to you in your life if you what if yourself to death. It will kill every dream that you have, because the reality is, if you've created an end game that matters to you, that is something that brings passion and energy into your body, you will find ways that you never thought possible to overcome obstacles, including all of the what ifs that practically might be real, that might come and try and take this away from you. You're going to be able to problem solve in ways that you didn't think of before. You're going to be more creative. You're going to persevere when everybody else quits. And you're going to hold on to the things that matter to you until you get them. You're going to keep them in your mind until you get them in your life. And that's going to be for the career that you want, for the job that you want. Don't neglect your finances and your income. You need those things to have the freedom that you are seeking in your life. And so you want to visualize what that looks like. Your relationships, your family, your friendships, your lifestyle. You need all of these to be in place to have a life of purpose that you are proud of. And you need to protect it from sabotage from the past or from the future. You want to stay very present in what you're focused on a day-to-day basis. Really absorb what you're grateful for. Really be intentional about what you do on a day-to-day basis. so that you have a better chance of getting closer to the success that you're creating in your mind. If you don't create it there first, it's never going to happen. If you don't balance your nervous system and control your mind, it's going to sabotage you like a runaway train. You get control of this, I'm telling you, you're going to have control over every area of your life as far as your response to it and the way that you create it. So that's my spiel on goals and goal setting. It's different from this point on. Then you can go get the other tools to strategically set in place the kind of goals that you want. You can change your life at any point, in any way. You have an entire globe at your disposal. 7 billion people in the world. There's no excuse for being unhappy and miserable and stuck in your life with the resources that are available to all of us right now. I encourage you to get really concrete on that end game. It's going to change everything for you. In the meantime, I hope you're well.